Hey everyone, Cahlen here, and I think a couple of days ago it was like 70 degrees, and now it is snowy again and below freezing during the day. So that's a pretty big change, and that's kind of something that happens when you live in a high elevation place that's a little, further down south, like where I am in New Mexico. Because basically if it's cloudy and it's not like, mid to late spring or early fall or summer, then it's going to be cold. Pretty much half the year if it's cloudy, it's going to be cold. But if the sun's out, even if you're still in winter, it can get pretty hot. So anyways, I just thought I'd show you guys. I think this is probably going to be the last snow of the year, which I'm excited about. I was definitely enjoying the heat, and this is a nice reminder of why the heat is so nice. So let's just take a look around. Sun chokes are all covered up. I was able to take a bunch of the pots and put them way over there and put cardboard over them so they didn't get wet again, but I didn't do these, so they're wet. Wheelbarrows full of snow. Shadow's like, can we go for a walk? That's the only thing he ever wants to do. And the spiral garden, I think, looks so cool in the winter, and it makes me a little bit hungry because it looks like a cinnamon roll. And so this bike that I made, well, I didn't, like the electric bike itself I didn't make, but I did adapt the bike to be a slower electric bike. I bought this in 2018, and it's been outside 4 seasons in different states since then. So, like, what's that, almost 5 years now? Maybe it's probably closer to around 4.5 years. But this thing still goes great, runs great, basically no problems. At least no problems related to weather. I did actually get an issue with the computer dying, but that was because I blew it up. So anyways, here's where all that's stored. I didn't want these to get wet because this is where all the sun chokes are stored, and I figured if they get wet, and it's probably going to warm up again tomorrow, that they're going to start thinking it's spring, so I'm trying to keep them dry. And I want to show you, so I have the poncho, which is my raincoat, which I usually use as a shelter, but right now I'm using the tarp, which is just basically a bigger of the same thing, which is part of the bike loadout, so it would be stored in one of these little packs here. And I can survive with just the poncho in the winter, but the thing is, it's, there's no space to move around or sit up or anything like that, so I actually really like having a tarp because it's much more home-like. As you can see, I've got some space in there. So one of the downsides about winter or wetness when you're living outside is it can be difficult to cook, right? You can see, and of course all the sticks around are going to be wet. So I guess one solution to that is to prepare and to gather sticks and store them. I have some cardboard there, but I didn't have any sticks, so not well prepared for this. But luckily I have, a long time ago I showed you guys, oh my gosh, can we open this? It's frozen. One sec. Okay, so I made a video about this probably a year ago, if not more. But basically what I would do is I'd take my Wizard's chocolate powder, I would melt a bunch of coconut butter, not oil, coconut butter, and I'd mix them together, and I'd basically fill up a whole tub. And basically this is something you can just cut out with a knife and eat straight. So I'm glad I have this today because I wasn't going to be able to cook. But I'll tell you, I'd really rather have Dace and peanut butter right now. I really wish I hadn't let myself run out of that, so I'm going to have to order some more. So anyways, I just thought I would say goodbye to winter, say hello one more time, and then say see you later. Hopefully we don't see each other for a while. So anyways, just thought I'd check in with you guys, and I'll see you later.